First, maybe show atra odin first. Or call UTV and then petuo we ne nisa petuo we nisa petuo or de ahoma eshe paniem ofi we nisa petuo telani or de ahoma she edisha pinimu we nisa petuo telani ofi ujisi ye nyina ye jimi meboa akwa we Andrea gina radio so ka kire minister ne say onim nyansa na oyekuani ana is he a farmer okodo UTV no or ka kire Yesu e ka kire form say wanka sa asem no. These are the kind of people we are entertaining in Ghana. These are the kind of liars. Now, let's play his tape to you. First, Momi Anko tie de okano asempa efa eye say minister no or your farmer na. This is one thing me pe say Ghana for ehu. Enyumbre we will take our time and play back short a year videos of a year this liar your friend a year Mr. David Chum Tenkorang. Papana Ninisa Watch na also the secretary to Ghana nurses for a year union. No, this man is a liar, and tonight we will expose this liar. Makachram waha, we say on this platform we will never condone anybody who basically go into any hospital to cause chaos. And my platform, none of my guys will endorse that. But we will also not allow people we have given positions to try and run down a government or disgrace honorable people, especially the health minister. The agenda say Obesogu health minister and his tone is changing a little bit. He's changing it from the health minister. He wants to make it about Raph. We don't care about Raph. We care about you trying to run down the government and disgrace the minister. That is what we are looking at. And then we'll go back to his own interviews. Nenisa a year 1932 watch and we will expose this liar. In fact, you see, the disrespect I will show farmers, he did not even have that decency to even apologize. It shows the kind of disrespectful, disgusting human being he is. And tonight we will not mince words. We will let Ghanaians know such a dishonest human being, a filthy, disrespectful person who is just a mere secretary to a mere organization or association. We will take our time and break down his interview where this Le Frog, the Nisa Watch, and TV, so we will deal with this matter. Very important. Now, let's take our business. You people, start here. Now, this guy, your friend, a year, David Chum Tenkorang, and every day, as someone in Sia, you will not know how foolish and how stupid some people are. As someone is in Rage Hospital, Andra Echi, Ana Andra. Bebetina ha echere Ghana fum at the different angles of the video bechere Ghana for. Boy man way estate ADD minister natem. People were asking why. What has the minister done? In all this, what did the minister do? Minister no problem you say assembly see our Rage Hospital no or call echo check here because the Rage Hospital is close to his office. Is that the biggest mistake the minister made? As some see, nobody is justifying it. But for this guy to get up, go on radio and TV to insult the minister and even go further to insult farmers around the nation, it should tell you something. The target wasn't a assembly but na minister no person dinatem na ogu abandon mase. And Jimmy Fowey was basically out of chains and speaking like a madman. Now, after a year Endra story about this guy and his boss, the two criminals are Omunam Ghana, Eyo say Omudie, Omunimishi, but they are under a lot of things, sir. Ubianim di Omoye. Now, this guy Anope Ekotena UTV. Now Okotena UTV no, Oko say your interview no. Now throughout his interview no, Debbie Amekache Ghana for, and I keep telling the young nurses in Ghana. These people, they are using you to make money. Akwawe, send the Muyini Free was the General Secretary of Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives, whatever. He has nothing to do. Or you're just a nurse. Or yet, somebody, or you're the or a nurse. He is making money because of this association. Send okay, say on resigning free association, or no be Kotoko. You know why? Because association, no, and then the cash cow. That is where he make his billions. Through visa, through exchange programs. That is how he make his money. Say Osha ne ma, say Osha ne yire, say watoka adem, a association no and amana be obi. He is not better than any nurse at a Rage Hospital, at Kolebu, at any clinic in any village. This guy is not better than any nurse. But you see, they see something. De association no and a bit more nurses no. Inti problem neba, you the nurses will take the hit. They will sit in Accra and make money out of you. And when we started exposing them, you see a nurse for who send for way ya for and use them to make money. No, now they are jittery. And in the process of trying to explain themselves, you know, they are rather shooting themselves in the foot so many times, and they are exposing their lies. And this guy went on UTV. And this guy went to UTV to lie about everything he has been saying all this while. So it has been a calculated attempt to malign and insult the minister who is his employer. If this guy is a practicing nurse, the person who pays this fool is the Minister of Health, because he has to talk to the Accountant General for this guy to be paid. But this fool sat on radio and insulted the minister, so and he went ahead to insult farmers. And you should get the picture. Now, Osari Adopeno, he wanted to go do some damage control. And because he's a liar, because or no, any the boss now, your president, you know, they are two political affiliate. You see, they are politicians. All because NPP, NDC bar power no, they are not ajima menu muye momo, omutoto to tokas momo as directors of a association no, because Akando is not doing the traditional way of things. Akando Otumiko Hospital without telling anybody he's coming there. Akando is asking questions. Akando wants to sit with them and negotiate and get to a consensus whereby so omu dismandi bibi krampa, it should be reasonable no. Omu de Akando ato otankruum, so they want every small thing so that they will jump on it and disgrace the man. But in the process of doing that, you know, we are beginning to see how foolish this guy is. Wait, appetition. And I'm to say, my team, they were telling me, sir, or to UTV say me dinner time. Now where Jimmy I do atem? Where Jimmy into what it GRNMA was a day, ultra letter. Now say another person tell me because a letter in Nyanse di ma. Kwasi ampenyi to say okra. Just an association that you lead. So who release the letter? As the secretary of this association, na se obi tam letter no radio so, ana TV so, no already letter na ka say nyanse bi anima, kwase akra te sawo, you'll be angry. You will come and say the person does not respect you and also the office you occupy. So when a minister releases a letter, na kwase te sawo kotena radio so ka say na nyanse bi animu no, na wo no, what kind of respect do you demand from me? Oya ojimifo. For you to insult the minister's letter, say you are not fit to occupy that office. And then they will release a statement to nurses for Ghana. Na nurse ni ba akubi kotina radio say na statement we general secretary kind there. Nyanse bi anima kwase ate so because yempa nurse no. Anamwa, but you expect me, somebody who is intelligent than you, somebody who is more resourceful than you. You are just a mere association secretary. You are nobody. You are just an appetition, filthy, red-eye idiot who is capitalizing on the ignorance of some people in an association to make money. And that is what I am trying to let the people know. Into one cherobia, in fact, Sagana Nyansa and a Sa association way, you should have resigned by now. But because your president, she is equally as dumb and ignorant and very political like you, know, that's why she's looking at you, because Moti association when I'm making money. That is why she is looking at you, because Obos, you know, her husband is the chairman of the opposition party. So you people think say you can use your office to do damage. Unimunyansa we Jimmy. Unimunyansa ba kukura. Wano asem cheso we Jimmy for, because association and nurse for joining no. If a nurse comes out to speak the way you spoke, you fool like you will come out and discipline the nurse. So why are you still in your position? You are a fool. Now, let me go and show you natural. Team, stay with me. First, maybe I try Odin first. Oko UTV ende no. Sa petuo we ne nisa petuo. We nisa petuo. We nisa petuo a ode ahoma ehye paniem. Ma fa nambra bi o fi. We nisa petuo a petuo tailor ni a ode ahoma hye ede hye pin mu. We nisa petuo tailor ni. We nisa petuo tailor ni, petuo sa ye tailor ni a we ya ahoma a ode hye pin mu. We nisa petuo. O fui. Ojisi ye nyina ye jimi meboa. Association keke. Enti ube peje wa beti. We ni se petuo a ode ahoma hye, petuo tailor ni a ode ahoma hye pin mu. O fui. Listen to me. Also mo pamon and I will stay on you because association na say we ni se petuo unim petuo. And I could be matem on Twitter pa and I say hey now why did I do matem and thank you, Mr. S. I could be my temple to that because come I say, be or me must up to grab. Say, hey, no, I'd grade who say must up to by Ampamaka say, look, okay, I'm going to show myself, hey, some is up to grow, be also up to grab for him. Hey, I could be because be a friend say, let me go on my Twitter and find, hey, Aquaro. Okay, jump to me, must up to grab. Mimboni, the answer, I'm a famous dodo, but I'm looking for, I'm looking for the insult. I know my mestre fucking me. Why would I tell that mestre? Say, I could be some associate to cry. Hey, membody di. I can't Twitter. I could even tell you. And I'm going to show you. I can't po. I can't some associate to cry. Oh, when this a petuo tell ni. I can't some associate to cry. Hey, baby, what we did my tempo. But normal. Also be now. So let me deal with the issue right now. Now. Akwa we Andrea Gina radio so catch minister ne say onim nyansa na oyekuani ana is he a farmer okodo UTV no or catch Yesu e catch from say wan kasa asem no. These are the kind of people we are entertaining in Ghana. These are the kind of liars. Now let's play his tape to you. First momi anko tie de okano asempa efa eye say minister no or a farmer na ye wia na mabebo asema okaye. Now in fact momayambo asempa de first. I
think in this statement, it was not captured here, say, or more air for me committee, but subsequent interviews, Minister Kase were putting a committee together to investigate in Samoa a course. Adia Bakwe striking me in this statement, and they said, Ministry said they want to investigate the circumstances that led to the reported delay in care. Like I said, most members never hospital may have contributed to the course.
Nansa bia ni satemnim obi he I've taken my the first thing okay first at least first third and fourth point it makes sense and no quite bisa director and say what are the security implications yeah on the ato akwam why you can't be papa bia country they kind say well I mean internal they are trying to beef up internal security the police they have a police post close to the mortuary and all that all those people were there and I started when you see it. And the security situation has not been improved, and we are not happy about that. At the time, here my tiny second point. Minister who said there are systems over there. If he doesn't understand, he should get somebody to educate him. And I make a choice. Triad system, so they are yes, Obi, don't buy out. Maybe can't buy into the shame.
Yeah, Doc, I get you, but I think because
Triad Joe, Nia, he said, Oyareno, immediate care, and I said. A delayed care as compared to others. If you have immediate care, they will attend to you immediately. So, by time, others, and I said they will neglect you. They will give you first aid or whatever, but they will attend to other people who need more a year. It doesn't mean that they are delaying whatever. So that statement doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense. Whoever wrote that statement doesn't even understand the hospital system. Or farmer resident. What kind of more a year? It doesn't mean that they are delaying whatever. So that statement doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense. Whoever wrote that statement doesn't even understand the hospital system. Or farmer resident. What kind of life is that? They are delaying whatever. So that statement doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense. Whoever wrote that statement doesn't even understand the hospital system. Or farmer resident. What kind of
This was a statement written by and signed by the minister. He was actually responding to a statement from the minister. Or we are say, nipa na because you were reacting to a statement from the minister. And all kind of say, aden, nipa no or farmer na. That means obaso ka say nipa no sebio onim edien eye omodwuma no oye kuani ana. Ekuafo na ejimi. Asamesi or radio no. Do you need a PhD holder to know what went on there? Do you need somebody with all the security intelligence to see what happened? Say something went wrong and something didn't go right. Enti asamna efri na no ba no na opeso ka kire Ghana for say minister na Jimmy ana adan oyekuani onim nyansa. He does not cut it. You see, he said it on Asempa, but Ogotina UTV no, he pretended to say on cancer asem no. Now let's go to UTV. Nenisa petuotelani.
Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Unyaba.
Anope dasipa se wenyabre amaye.
Nsme dasi se watu zafre.
Asem na aba, ada na udidi minister atem se oyekuani, ada oyekuani esaidi.
Yo. Unyaba medasi mamincha wahefo ene Ghana fo nyina. Na enye nokre se me ka se minister yokuani. Me papa no yokuani. Me amiti hoyi.
Okay.
Enti me en kasa na man mo minister din. Yo. Me aba medase mamincha wahefo ene Ghana fo nyina. Na enye nokre se me ka se minister yokuani. Me papa no yokuani. Me amiti hoyi me yokuani.
Okay.
Enti me en kasa na man mo minister din.
Doc,
He was responding to a letter from the minister. I feel like na UTV no. Osio one bomb minister din to wendi minister tem. Kwasi away that who did to say or a secretary to an association. Kwasi away. Say you didn't tell me ya. Now you see how they disrespect we the citizens. How they disrespect Yani Ghana for. Now you see it. You were responding to the minister's statement. Now, if you walk out and say, "Oh, you're Ukrainian," now wait na adiachi. Instead of you to just calm down, respect the viewers, respect the citizens, respect the people who listened to you the day before. No, he's still sitting there exhibiting the highest form of kwasia. Say one kasa. If you say letter no, one kind of direct. Now, whose letter were you responding to? Whose letter were you responding to? Jimmy Four. When Nisa Petuotelani. Jimmy Four. When you were responding to the letter, who wrote that letter? It came from the minister's office. And that letter was signed. I don't know about one more minister in Tintiwana now. Who were you saying so Oyukwini? Okay. And your minister na why now catch no. Jimmy Four. Into one now catch Oyukwini. So one more minister in India. Who were you telling that to? Why now catch Asam Nachreno? Who were you referring to? Say, or you Ukrainian and wine, no matter how you try to dodge and try to sound intelligent, what from where Jimmy away kwasienti, untumin jim untum say, my yard, dear my ye. There are so many intelligent people who can fill your position as the general secretary of this association. But my cabal, a crom for, and my imagine say, Motobono and Kwasiadina Mobile Monsambu Ghana for. Now, say, and your minister now addressing now. Why now addressing? Who are you addressing? Now, Momianko, the interview, Namima who's a Kwawi or a true for. He's a liar. I've said it here. We will never condone what happened at the hospital. We are also not going to allow some people to do politics with what happened. We are not going to allow some people to disrespect the sector minister. The sector minister in any way. So because of an association, we have given such a full audience and he's exhibiting in Kwasiade. What Kasamendra? There's a record of it. What better TV so to say one can say na minister na one na addressing. Who were you addressing? Foolish man. When Nisa Petuo. Now mommy and Conin some na minjum o fui. But you say, my from Wedi. Oko UTV no. Muntie nsɛm bi ɔsaka ye When this guy started insulting the minister and going after the minister from day one, now Amanfo say he has all the evidence at hand. 99% of Ghana for no butie akwawe. Utie ni tone na o yuzu ewo asempana. It sounded say he had every single evidence at hand. It sounded Christ say he was even there when the incident happened. Because he sounded like he is the person who was in front of the action. Because every station he went, in all his statements, he made it clear, say, he knows everything. And that is the main reason why in Tia, Ojina Swa, Odi Minister Natem, Odi Abainatem, Omagana Foninajan say, Obia Yakwasia. So all along, we all think or thought to say, Akwawe, he has the first hand evidence of whatever happened at Rage Hospital. Anamebwa. Okay. Now let's go listen to this guy. Now, Mama who said, we Jimmy for nobody should take him serious. And if this association is a serious association, Kwasia we mandate, they'll let him resign because he has insulted farmers, insulted a lot of people in Ghana. Now, let's go to his interviews. Yan starting free her. Management.
Okay,
so now one my Jenny, no,
absolutely.
But it being so feel say, and no cre if you say Raph and Ankasa Krabeka say, one finance and cano, now say. Moshe na homtia obebudia
obebohwandia
e dey sign ho
they tell they say account wa ewo incident book mu na me catch we I been from the nursing hierarchy been from any hospital management
right now up till now hospital management so mutimi release videos ni bia I say e can Raph for the any say indeed one touch no videos ni nia Adentina say there is further video e che say no, what touching nipa where one point at another point and in another breath. What touching na? I didn't know that video need them man. Because CCTV in our hospital and just say we no management and I release the idea.
Good. It could be anything. I don't want me person may read any meanings into it, but the mechanism okay. A friend say 1.5 hours. They see them a 20-second video na ewa bonting. Me assure say management at the video no be ma committee no.
Okay.
But maybe they have to do a thorough job. So they say, "Ejina be a woman fanning in a mabonte." And I mean, the entire this a hockey to be na ababonte. Ejina I'm afraid ebisa say CCTV cameras e wo trauma area ho ana. Ejina nurse panini so oko check aba abebo mama ne. But I know what me nyanya but make us say even pinche na course ho no. There are videos. Yes, CCTV cameras, but as a no be a video. Movement of people and rowdy people and stuff like that. I don't know maybe actually more.
Okay.
And
we'll come back to that. But now me busa okosan said dentina o catch a minister say as we Ukraine o ye no te so onim na adwuma ni so. And watch him so make o can say statement na so ye no release ye no. Nipa no release ye no. Ada wo Ukraine na onim triaging system.
Absolutely.
And so, na ama afemi bisa say nti what actually happened. Now, say obi na release ye kra say minister na ye penny. Na adenti na obi make reference to Ukraine and not any other.
And carpenter na that is. Say me Ukraine.
Okay.
Make say me papa so Ukraine. Ye wo mfuo bebre wo prestia na enchi no na ade. So they say it was not on a delegatory manner. And yes, be a me gu for anymore and I'm a boob animutiana de tesa. But it just came. In fact, it was coincidence. Later, class I make who say or call Friday say parliamentary select committee, you know, almost honorable of your markets beside the question I say I'm a farmer and all that. It was just a coincidence. So basically it wasn't a DBA premeditated. Say be I'm doing one America say I do but I could have said anything. Could have said
no. And now be on also the response be about with hindsight. Would you still say that Anna say obey your feel?
Oh, media America say I was not referring to his person. Okay. I was talking about I was interrogating the content. We are intellectuals. We should be able to interrogate any writer.
But in this case, he feels personally attacked because I know in his statement was like personally more attacking and I said specifically.
Oh yes, me no be one. Me na make as and the okozo no bohina. But the American say I wasn't referring to the minister. I respect the minister. I share a couple of times.
Okay.
This guy is just a total mess and an idiot. To be the general secretary of such an association and the leadership no nyina monya papa. This guy is a total mess. At a point also an intellectual. You see, they be a catch them Ghana for. Kwasi afo we go school. 2 second school bia Also intellectual. What makes him intelligent? And we use the word natra. The guy is a total fool. Now, I'll start to Kasano. Or say the statement to make from what incident book him. And I'm a boy. Into a general sympathy minister atem, Ekikan kwa some letter near Bogos way Jimino. All that he's saying, is the same as he go in there and asking said the see wo. It's the same as the minister also go in there and asking said the see wa. So the action the minister took and the action he took, there's no difference. Meaning, whatever they went to meet is what they are going to work with. And that is the reason why the minister put together an investigative committee. And why should you go on radio and insult the minister? Say, why should you make it look like, say, I didn't see, it is the fault of the minister? Because from your own account, you are saying, say, you are basing all your ranting on something called incident book. What shows, say, whatever is in the incident book is the truth. Yes, sir, Busan about CCTV. CCTV footage now about Bonton. Also, he knows nothing about it. Now, no Kuran Busa, a nurse for the Bakwa, who are in charge of that, and they say, operation room or whatever emergency room, Nankasa, do they have CCTV cameras there? And the lady said, I will check. Meaning, till date, we don't know what exactly happened in that room. So nobody can speak to it and make conclusions. And make definite conclusions. Say, when you see now way bo way and now way your way until we get to that point. That is why the minister in his wisdom said we need an investigative committee to look into it. So what is your case here? We are kwasia. Now on say Okasano or say problem near hospital management now say handle. So you have accepted that the problem that happened at the hospital is supposed to be managed or is supposed to be taken care of by the management. It's extremely managerial. So why do you turn around to make the whole thing look like the minister is the one to blame because the minister decided, say, out of courtesy, he is going to work there after he had sent people to even go monitor the situation. Into all his ranting, you could see clearly, say, he had a personal issue to disgrace the minister and embarrass the government. Because on Rangazati TV, per his own statement, he has not seen any evidence. The video you are seeing now, 10 seconds, it was the same video he was watching. Until I came yesterday to show you the videos I showed you, he was telling the woman, say, the videos now, 10 seconds now, management released here without his knowing, that is the same video he watched. On what basis was he ranting and speaking stupidly like that? A day basis nana ujina so. Now what they can because the Ashen will fear and no be na washe. The minister, being smart and intelligent than you, he has set up an investigative committee that could go deeper than where we need to petuo, maybe we need to do. Into why were you ranting if you didn't have information, even first-hand information? Incident book can be anything. Anybody can write anything in the incident book. We need to go down and know that whatever was in the incident book is actually factual. Into adia uye nyina won so wajimi into so steady the tone na anope obetina UTV he didn't want to go after the minister again because okodadwenu won so ekwasia. Now he want to redirect the whole thing to Raph because I want an easy spot. He wants to redirect nekwasia semono to Raph because we want to say baby or the fire dabi a man for so with Jimmy a man for exposing a man for so nyansa into what he's going to do now is say let me redirect my foolishness to Raph because one, Raph is not a political appointee. I can say anything about Raph. I can walk free. I can criticize and lie and put on Raph because Raph, no any political appointment, Obi Baba question into what he's doing right now is he wants to redirect it and put it on Raph. I am not sitting here to sit and tell you, say, Raph, I don't have all the evidence to prove. I will not sit here and I'm in sign Raph to say whatever happened there, he did not do it or he did it. I am speaking according to what this guy said and what we have seen from the videos. Now, so now we understand. Let's go to the next video. That interview. Okay, team, I hear you. Team, I hear. I'll take care of that. This is the next video. Yentie de okaye. All right. Muntie atrobia uchayo. Remember, he has not seen the videos. He does not have any access to any video because no catcher say onyahu video bia. He is waiting. I see 10 seconds on the two onim ni power the two abontene. And he confirmed that there say as far as that video is out, it is management that put that video out. Meaning, sa video na down and management abeto enyon abeto. Meaning, what we know is the same thing he knows. There were one incident book. Now Monshe Atrobia was try.
And so
okay. Into omo ka say enu Raph enkoje ade ne mra no.
Into rotation net
undressing or dressing man wie no na Raph twen ne ho. Into otwe ne ho kra no. That's a triage area.
Okay.
Otwe ne ho no na omo fo say okọ akoye card no. Say na okọ free cruise. And okọ friend crofo mom de 25 motorbikes e ba ye. Motorbike bia na se nipa mi no net so.
Are you not
people.
exaggerating?
Oh bra, sister. Account as we say hospital account no. Management absolutely.
Okay.
And 25 motorbikes from the buy no say nipa mi no na tibia so nipa 50. And na ngwotwe ebowura emergency department, emergency or your triage area, or trauma area. So CCTV footage ya o ka no e trauma area, e triage area. Baby ya sheshe omo no.
Okay.
Say o yes o pre obi na say o ka say verbal eno ye a triage area. Anya ho na ye bo nurse no. A trauma area. Eno no omo fa ma abonten. Say see am afraid regi ho. Omo fa no ma abonten. I don't know the CCTV cameras e trauma area ho there. But say bi wo ho our edge management to bring it. They have to go at the end see almost 1.5 hours. Now the 20-second clip to what is said there. No, the representation. It's not a total representation, it's a misrepresentation. You know it better than I do. And you know, my first
why we said doctor management of rage releasing footage in ABJB.
Oh, sir, and I make a incident take 1.5 hours or even more. And you know, so who the above one is about 20 seconds.
When a canoe. So when I triage area,
how I so pray it's more a young lady bio.
Okay.
And I know that any we are some cranny.
Okay.
Or broad one for the bum. How can I say Raph pen others new room no there are other footages. No cranny CCTV. Omo no move no. Me me who they are asendewa. It's not the CCTV but almost so amount for minimum omo social media.
Okay.
Some of the tax ni be didi mirika no na ade
so we are still journey.
Very good.
You feel say be okutwa card na.
And you feel say okutwa card say na okofre cruise. And na cruise we buy. The cruise for the buy the cruise omo amatra area. Omo call trauma area. E ho ne sa pinche na nkasa kosi ye. So te ase. Omo de boro nurse na e call ye no. Na nsa hwan. Wanya dislocation. Na nsa we hwan. Nti na so hwa e da slinge mu no.
Say hospital for pension for the cancer chewa. Say cruise 15 or mobile. Say nkombe more than one person. And now one person can yen insa no penny be hwansa.
Kama. So o say there are other injuries, but me bam.
Okay.
O mobile no. Say won ti moto nwen nti dodo no doctors oho. E ma no na ade ni adwane ko sesan ko share mufti.
Okay.
And the car sa baba na nkwa ogina ho e hohoro ne nsa.
Okay.
Ono na attended to Raph. It's Raph 8 me identify no. Enti no mo bo ono no. Omo piano hwe form no nipa 8 was 4 efi na chi 2 efi na wonanim. And omo bo no. Absolutely. And I make us say others and they were in mufti, but they were very smart. Omo to be dwane ko change into mufti into so Raph.
Enti rade jagopo. Akwa we yakwase ya. Me catch am say Ghana na yet no. Ma catch nurse for no. Mudi akwa we chi a yebeku kwa. Obra be say kwa we Jimmy utie ni kasa na kana o say and you see ono ankasa e kasa no o say baby a incident ne happen ankasa wo inside na ankasa no trauma area no he's not sure whether there's a camera or there's no camera. Afena we busa almost say if there's a camera in there, meaning his statement is just speculative because sanka we camera ewo ho nanka ya recording nanka we hu anka obeka but so far no from his statement no de na oka nyina no speculative things that he's heard from somebody. He is not being factual on any of the things he's saying. Now I see Oh, baby, a video now with the chair no. That is the entrance into the emergency ward. Into whatever trial area or whatever they call it, or to where the whole emergency issue happens, that is the entrance. There was 7-hour video. Papa will say, Raph buy na opie no kofa nipa motos 25. Moto ba kubia nipa 2 net so into 50. One na gina bonten ho kan motos no. And I know so CCTV camera a capture. I am very sure outside the hospital there are CCTV cameras that capture every vehicle that enters or motorbike. Until we will ask management to show us 25 motorbikes with 50 men sitting on 25 motorbikes, 2 each, to prove to us that Raph actually went out there and brought 25 motorbikes with 2 men sitting on each bike, making 50 men. Omubora hospital where this guy is a fool. Or didn't say Obie Jimmy. It does not make any sense. Because in the first place, who say you are not even sure, say, baby, you are not even sure, say, if there's a camera in there. Meaning, whatever happened there, now we knew, you cannot speak to it. Basically, what you are doing is you are speculating, because until the investigations are done, until they go to the bottom of this matter, we wouldn't know who is telling the truth and who is telling the lie. So how can you sit or come out here and tell us Nipa 50 or Kofa the cruise 50 and Obu Boura hospital and Omu Chankanium and I Omokoto and so Shasemi Oka or sit nurse for no more who said Nipa 50 Uraho into Munina Sam Matadie. And omu yi nurse atade de gu ho and omu nyina hye fiatade and omu fra eye patients nim send e be ya Raph and the 50 group we o yakwase a o see Raph and the 50 men ne buy no Raph and the 50 men Ali Baba and the 40 thieves Raph and the 50 men omu Boura hospital no nurse for no mo ho de bi de omu nya line no into fast omu yi omu dross nyina de bibia de kogu wodrom. Sorry, wardroom. Every wardroom. Omo yi omo doors, yi omo shirt nyade kogu wardroom. And omo share, omo tade omo de ba omo omo jeans, and omo fra patients no. Into Raph in the 50 men obi ehun nurse ni bia biem, ba ko pelo mu hu no akwa we oyaboa. We Jimmy. Into nurse for wodi nyida no, say uko nurse school a, ebia ya kire how to ninja. Because si bi omo tumi yase no mo nyina hye ho. Into time omo say Raph and the 50 men neighbor no, and omo nyina kasi ha no mo yi shirt no mo bo no mo toa no mo yi fiatade we Jimmy we or your total mess or your Jimmy for Nipa 50 omo hu nurse ni ba ko bia ba ko pe no hu no bo no one we or gbe na abu. I feel when we say go Jimmy, when we take our time to analyze their speeches, it gives you a clear understanding of how corrupt and stupid they are. And you see, from the way he's speaking, it is looking like say, nechi emane de oye. Nurse no and anybody and say yes nurse na ko sue Raph 7 million Ghana. It is good. That is how we are going to get to the bottom of this matter. Thank you very much, team. Inti, I've been sent a publication that nurse no see a bone tieti anukunu no and in some buya and in no or the Raph court or say demanded $7 million. A Ghana registered nurses for Nishechiri. You know why? Because they want to kill the story. They think that when they use this nurse, where did they go? They think that when they use this nurse, they will be able. They say almost a nurse and they say Raph Marco Nipa 50 abebono into ya assaulting or rape hospital into a sue Raph 7 million Ghana cedis. Raph and the 50 men. And this case going to court is very important. I am happy. You know why? Now we are going to get every single footage. It is not just going to be hearsay. Nurse if one no more duty nyina omu nyina change your matade ewro omu ho esa kwahye mufti edom ho befra. We will get to know every single thing that happened in there. So it's good this nurse went to court. Sankofo in a channels which is a fanako court because one fanako court the expose na ebano Sibian Kofo na expose no it will expose the secretary and the GRNA. Inti what you can do right now to push the media away, to push Raph away and push everybody asking questions away. No, sue Raph, send your beya. Now everybody will stop talking. No, we are also going to help Raph pay for his court and we want to get to the bottom. Me, I want the truth. So indeed, Raph committed a crime now. I'm running in indeed. So Raph indeed actually assaulted this lady. From the way she's saying it, this lady will have to bring all the nurses who were around that saw the assault. She needs to be able to point out who were in there and what exactly they looked like, what they were wearing, which nurse witnessed the assault. This is not just going to court and say you need 7 million. No, you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And as much as I don't condone what Raph Dems went there to do, I'm not also going to allow this nurse, who is a liar, who is being coached by this criminal calling himself Kranting, to, at the end of the day, lie and get away with murder. No way. And see, the breakdown is going to come out, and I'm happy the breakdown is going to come out because you have a say could do point to be that we will get to know what exactly happened because we are all speculating. And we are speaking to the video you and I have seen. Because I'm paying Tenkorang na otete wakano. Video na we huno. The same video and I mean we are all going to wait and get the facts. Era court no, it is good. So Raph di sabone no. So on nipa 50 no mura hono. These people they have to prove. This lady or say nipa 50 de ura ho ebo no ohun Raph. It was captured. She has witnesses. She has to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And if we get to the bottom and get to know that this lady is lying, she needs to end up in jail. Because you see, you can't be a nurse and hide behind criminals like these and try to misinform and lie to the government and try and do what? And try and put a whole hospital and institution like that into disrepute. We need to make sure nurse as some way DH. So it is not going to be a joke. If we can help Raph to hire a lawyer, we will do it because we want to get to the bottom of this. I don't condone nonsense. I want the truth. If at the end of the day, a judge finds Raph guilty, na embra punishment or said the mano. At the end of the day, a nurse and somebody helped this nurse to lie. And there are some people behind the nurse forcing her to say these things. All those people will have to also face the law. It is not a joke now. And I'm so excited this lady went to court. Now, my body tape ni be free UTV. I said
I don't fault the minister for that. But the American say a branch no statement having ya catch or say obaha be buru obaha be ye ABCD no. You have to tender him to the police. Or bibia onko kan police no. Later
hospital management no omo call report.
Oh, the data.
Na omo ya attack omo.
Oh, first question. Miniaba. I need to answer said that room.
Omo reported.
We do hono that na.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, omo report to Monday no.
Omo reported.
Is it April or Tuesday?
Randy, I've given you a video. Download and play. There's a report that up till now, management of the hospital have not gone to the... Yes.
Oh, make us watch. Me met her case watch. Also, Jamie, they said Dr. Sebo the account of Nimon. I mean, that con case asemo. Me, echo hospital, honey management ko share. I have only Komla. I can give you.
Only Komla Bochine.
I have the report.
I think just a nada.
No, I don't want us to use what Jamie said. I'm telling you the story, and I'm saying that me call her Benada management catch them say on one report because it was a question I posed. Say Mpacho Madaroma. I said no much me at the Akoto Prosi for him. Almost say I. If you Adabaka police station, Adabaka police station. If you answer me call Ababa or no statement Ababa and the police for. I have it. I won't give it to you, but I have it.
Oh, can I have a look?
You want to have a look at it?
Yes.
And you know, I'm report and I make I say I need doctor Adabaka police station.
Why am I call report? No, and I say hospital management, you know, the best will be until be as messy and now obey.
Messy and now obey. Me say why? Question be say and say Pamucho. Ya report to case. No, say I hear na call report to Adabaka police station. Ababa ano am statement. Almost say I prove for Virginia statement. And I'm a call on and be about one man statement and partner because I wanted to confirm what and I was kind.
Okay.
And I'm on the chair. Maybe
Okay. In your uya bano, I will be glad to me so me huna it's me abwa yen komonwa ye dino. But when him said Ghana phobi kafra. Yes.
Then kind, but just for you to
say, my bad. I just lost it. Okay. Oh. I mean person me zoom me na mention date, you know. Okay. I have a challenge with this statement. No, my challenge is said there is no date on this statement.
No, a police report.
I can see, yes, police reports. Nipa ni din was so. Say nipa no de or they saying
rejoice.
Okay, so me who. Now, say omo reported wadabraka.
Yes.
But here, I'm seeing rage police post.
Okay.
Then, my second challenge, no dates.
So I call Tuesday. No, I may 2 million much on this. This may call Tuesday.
Okay.
I do remember second Tuesday. Opa her date now. I'm drop on. And now. Police,
why that report?
No,
man for date and
oh, that police
the medical officers report in all the one for date and so
well, but the American say the date was not
medical form. No, there is no date on the medical form.
Yeah,
and let me see if the police own there is a date.
Now, what kind of statement? Because at least Obima statement, I'll stating the date at which the statement was given.
I'm just looking at it. Okay, date of admission.
Absolutely, that is.
I see date of admission, but the date of report, who say, oh, or report Joada, Benada, Ukwada, Yawada, na Nifieda no payday. Unfortunately, I am not seeing.
But date of admission, oh, the American say, maybe beside question, no, and I'm a call a friend is saying, Ababa, and I'm a confirm more, sir, I say, on my report because medical director no. I catch him say omo a report to ade no so they say police post now o kan so unim ayi pa a friend say reach hospital who say o comot kwan so omo police post bi o
but any adabraka no nso
oh yeah that something be beside
na ye kwada say wakan say yes ye kobo achira ye be kwa adabraka police station and then on beka say oh case bi asa ni antina say any doctor Tenkorang ya amaye
oh very about here me police commander
one share na communication akoda ni but police catch say rage police poster then ye be call rage police post that
this guy is a liar. Yeah, you see, is just to tarnish the image of the minister and the government. From the beginning, I call radio so ekoba at a point. Okache say, other than minister no krano, the police ni odinechino, time Raph ba hospital hono, wanche Raph. Ono asakache mrebi say, hospital hono krampono, opposite the morgue, and as a mortuary na hono, there's a police station there. So then a management, every hospital ho, eko adabraka. And as echo rage, echo report case no ho, abroad the same hospital no, just opposite the morgue or the mortuary no, there is a police station. And as our police station there one mortuary or money paper. You see, it is something that they planned. They now some way see say praise the Lord. You be good papa we any mercy. You be good minister we any mercy. You be good abide any mercy. So they were not thinking. That is why he went out there speaking like a dog on rabies. Because when you red meat, he wanted to hold on to it. He wanted to destroy the minister and destroy the government. How can you tell me, say, you have been making argument from day one? The management of the hospital never knew, say, there is a police station next to the hospital, and that they had to drive all the way to Adabraka. Who catches Adabraka? After say a rich. As we speak now, the inconsistencies are so consistent when the I'm gonna look like a very foolish man. There are too many inconsistencies in the statement. There are too many inconsistencies in this fool's statement. And you see, so when you I remember when the minister was speaking yesterday, and today he made some points. When the minister was speaking yesterday, right now this guy, he wants to, they want to redirect the pressure that almost to Raph. Anytime I question about you, and it is a fanako court. Send a bear, we can isolate the ministry. I'm afraid the young minister and assemblium. Now you the pressure in Yakugu Raph, so silent Bema pressure and free Sakwa whistle. And anything of my question girl, it is on Fanko court. I call you to UTV, no say. Time a minister, no, because I need that video. Time a minister, no. Eba Rich Hospital, no. Ralph, no. Time Ralph, no. Ochia Ralph. And that time a minister who Ralph no nanko say or the police in Ralph. Now, in fact, for the minister to even shake Ralph, time no, it shows to say the minister has already endorsed the action that happened the day before. When the minister was having a press conference yesterday, he made it emphatic that Ralph went to his office. And when Ralph went to his office, Ralph did not meet him. The office told Ralph to say the minister had gone to Rich Hospital. And then Ralph Eddie minister Eba Rich Hospital. Remember, that time the minister had not seen Ralph. That time nobody had reported Ralph to the Ghana Police Service. The police station that was next to Rich. So that point, you cannot say Ralph is a criminal or he's under any criminal investigations, or the police have put in a notice out that this guy, you're reporting so Abedi Bonibi. If the minister meets Ralph at the hospital, now Ralph training, sir, at that moment, what makes Ralph a criminal? For you to go and sit now, I hope it's here. Yeah, this is health minister, Endra health minister, no, Ralph incident, no.
Let me at this point reiterate to the whole country that irrespective of the level of provocation at any health facility in this country, nobody, irrespective of your status in society, absolutely nobody has the right to attack any health professional in this country. That is the gravamen of the issue. No diversionary tactics about handshaking. That is what we must concentrate on, to send a clear signal that our health professionals working at the various health facilities are safe. And so after the engagement with the management, when I pulled out of the wards, then in fact, in the engagement with the management, I made it clear to them that I had listened to their side of the story. And therefore, as a minister, I will also listen to the other side of the story. And I then constituted a committee to look into the matter, bring out recommendations for implementation. A lawyer, a nurse, a medical doctor, an auditor, an HR person to go into the matter. Now, when I pulled out, my attention was drawn to a gentleman called Raph, who was at the center of the controversy. And so he was working towards us as a group. The medical director was with me. The deputy director general was also with me. Then I asked, why did you do this, gentleman? When I asked, most of you were there. I mean, the press, you were there. So you can attest to what I'm saying. You were there with me. When I asked him, the gentleman then stretched his hand, shaking me and trying to whisper something into my ears. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point, should I push the guy that don't whisper anything into my ears? Should I snub him? Should I shout at him? Even if that guy has been prosecuted and sentenced to life imprisonment, and he stretches his hand to shake me, as a minister, as a public officer, I have the duty to stretch and greet him. So let us not reduce the fact that I shook hands with him does not mean that I should stop any measure or any steps that the ministry or government will take to unravel the situation.
So the minister met Raph there. There was nowhere that the minister had said that he had already met Raph in his office to have pre-discussion. about meeting at the police, at the hospital. But this fool, Okotina UTV, no, Mrs. Pull that one for me. I'm trying to find that one. Mrs. Get me that one. Okotina UTV, no, asema na wakana say, minister no, ehu Raph na. No, Mrs. I want the one, yes, the other one. Minister who Raph no Kochiano, no. That means the minister is endorsing what had already happened. Na time na minister is share Raph no, na police are picking Raph up and na Obiako police station akoye police report. And me say Raph is a wanted man. And I say he has committed a crime. And I say, na wakase wa committed crime be. Do you know said this guy in one of his interviews? Okay, say for the minister to just shake Ralph's hand, you know, it means to say he has endorsed what happened at the hospital. I know this is on the side. So for Bawumia to, at the end of the day, those people who wanted to kill Ayadie, to kill the president, Bawumia from more prison, obu free prison by Yadu Medinka court. Emma Court, Eddie Asamedin Kato almost officially said they are going to be standing before trial now. But when Miande Sabo is anybody fear by your way too, no? Do you want to tell me? So you're going to new intellectual. Anywhere I meet you, I'll ask you, do you want to tell me, say, those people, Sabo and the crowd about Miahono, no, it didn't court. Now you're booking, now I bind the court, now you're confirming, say, or di bonny. But Mahamudu Baumia Emma Sabranti and the Barney office. And of media, and day or hage abrantiano. So I want to ask you, do you want to tell me, say, Baumia action way? You being an intellectual, no? Any day I meet you, when this petu, I want to ask you, say, this action by Baumia, Raph put a name in your police case. Name the record, the management had not reported the case. Time Raph Nishia, a minister, no, not or there was no criminal case or anything against him. But Fanti comedy near the crack court, Emma buying Edinigina court, Emma Baumia de Neba office, Emma Baumia beb, Yana Wa 2, Edina Trasia, Emma man for buyer. You say you are an intellectual, no? What will you call this? Is Baumia endorsing the assassination? Intellectual Tenkorang. Now let's go to listen to Star FM. That is where he said that. Some minister Nathan and say Chia Raph court. Police in Chino, Raph has committed a crime, and the minister shaking Raph, no, it has endorsed Raph's actions. Okay, I say, Star. I just want to ask him, on an intellectual, and in this also Petu Telani, anywhere we meet him, we will ask him, as a Ghanaian, you are not a politician, Sana de Biauka. Has he endorsed the assassination of the president?
The fact that the whole thing came on social media, the young man was throwing his weight about in the hospital, which as a sector minister, you should know that that is not how things must be done at the hospital. The guy should have been arrested there and then. And I told you that the minister is always followed by a police officer. And therefore, if we have the wherewithal, if we think that things ought to be done rightly and properly, the guy should have been apprehended there and then. And don't forget that there's a police post just by the mortuary of Rich Hospital. They could have called for reinforcement. If you think that the duty of the police officer is just to protect the minister, that's fine. But while they were interacting with the guy, they could have called the police to come and apprehend him. How many minutes will it take for some police officer to even run from the mortuary of Rich Hospital to where they were standing?
Does the GRNMA have issues with the health minister?
We cannot have issues with our sector minister. But we think that we are not being treated fairly as nurses and midwives in Ghana. And you know that we have a lot of issues.
Under his tenure?
Not only. I mean, we have had a myriad of issues. But, I mean, if you declare a strike action and a minister can decide that you go for retired nurses and midwives to come and work and try to...
So, team, get me that statement on UTV this morning. Team, pick it up for me. Try and get it for me in the next 2-3 minutes. Team, I just want that piece. I know when we had the meeting this morning, you guys loaded a lot of videos on the system. But me pese me botchere Ghana for. Otena UTV ado pay. Eka say Minister no eba hospital nko a oshia Raph ochia nisim no na minister no automatically so on intellectual he has endorsed the action that happened the day before. I want to ask him as an intellectual and a Ghanaian who isn't a politician. Sana de biomo we are apolitical. I want to ask you as an intellectual, the vice president bringing that boy, those criminals. In fact, the vice president in the first place, Mahmoud Bawumia, calling those criminals in cells. Mahmoud Bawumia calling the criminals in cells. No? First, that action, no? When I ask you, sir, why endorse your action, what answer are you going to give me? And secondly, Mahmoud Bawumia, after these kids left court, abani omudi so bubeku president, no? Oma sankora we eba ni fie, or welcome omo, hagi omo no. Does it mean automatically? I am not an intellectual. Una also your intellect. Una we intellectual analysis. Kwasia, we need to petuo telani. I want you to sit on TV and on radio and tell us, say, if you are going to say, for the minister just shaking Raph, he has endorsed the actioner. I want you to answer us, say, Mahmoud Bawumia welcoming a criminal, an ex-convict in his house who is being charged by the government. It doesn't automatically mean, say, Mahmoud Bawumia has endorsed these young men who said they were going to assassinate the president. You don't deserve to be a general secretary. You are an animal. We are boa. Unimunyansa. Sa association. Say nyansa for the day anima. Ochina Monday. They will call emergency meeting and tell a fool like you to resign. Besides, get me video, please. I know you guys are working on it. Okay, the timestamps are there. Get it for me. I want to play it before I move on. Because you see, Ghana for na omote Ghana no. Kwasiebia Jimmy osem ye intellectual. Kwasiebia Jimmy osem ye intellectual. We mu de omo didi atem. Omo de bi omo from intellectual. Omo Jimmy Chain. Omo Jimmy Chain tabo. What is the intellectualism about what this guy is saying? A DNA woman, okache me say, "Ema we intellectual." No? You are foolish. You are trying every means. You are dilly-dallying to try and cover up your stupidity. Eh? Girl now wako no. E we mu ne shechiri. Because on any boss now lead Ghana nurses and midwifery whatever association. They know say they have messed up. The minister is the head of the sector. They can never go to the minister's office again and talk to him about anything. They know. They know say the negotiations are nurse for this ATM. The nurse for ne pay every a year abai hono. Omo na also mko minister the minister is no with Jimmy or Ukraine ana. And as we speak, they know they cannot go in front of the minister again. They are trying to avoid the minister. So what they are doing and they say they are now going to channel their stupidity on Raph. Because one, Raph they say or guy on nanam inti yamfa nkogu no so inti omo na mo hye girl na chi se girl na court. This guy is a very foolish guy. This guy is one of the most foolish petua mehu. Why the nisa petuo tailor ni Jimmy ya momo positioner na omo domo sori omo ya no mo ne mad da no mo no ma petition no mo da nurse ni bia betua no ka organ bia no nankofo we atiska ni bi in the name of association na omo de hwe omo yire na omo ma ene omo girlfriends anantafo kwasiafo we that's what they do. So position we onya hwemfiri ma anka so or resigning ne me say for all the things that we are seeing and hearing so position we if this guy wasn't getting anything from it Emma Abrob or a normal nurse or a nurse se position o woman no se nyoma bi nima onya e de bon bra Emma ni looking better chen ordinary nurse or kofo anoche anase kolebua anka ende anka the pen beto paper to say ejuma we obi so fan toaso. But you know what, this is what they do to make their money. This position and amana bedru baby wodri we or your comfort we or your dada for this guy is using the nurses to build a mansion. Oh, the nursing association is a cash cow. Anything I make us say leadership na omwo hono say omuni munyansa pa akwa we yebeka say ejuma we die ejuma no bia betima ye too much controversy, the inconsistencies in your statement, even the insult now, respect the position and step away. But why is this guy still at post? It is because they are making money at the expense of our hard-working nurses. Some of the hard-working nurses. And then nurse for the kind of crew. Some nurse you on kind of correct. I'm telling you. Some of the hard-working nurses, no, omugu nkurase. Omugu nkurase. Wawo kebi. Baby ebidi omutibeto kromu nibi. Ebu oha okada na otiechire. Your nurse libya and the life are coming to an end. Sebio waye bubuafo because ofrimoto so na be hwe form. Ontumi nya nurse libya. Kwasia waiting crying and all negotiated visa in the name of association. Kwasia waiting crying and all using the title of secretary to our association and all the nuanom ekwa bruchire. And nurse for no mu ye adwumaden den no egu nkurase and our worker omo and omo fa tetimu na position no no. Mr. S, do you have it for me? All right, Mr. S, have it. Okay, thank you very much. My team just brought in the video. Let me show you the video. So, say Juma na hoye no onya bibi mfiri kwa resigning there anything abrofo. So yeah, you baby na association anything. Na samuba say ya obeka se manka say ye medidi akuafo atem I'm resigning because I'm not getting anything. But wait, omuye yufuo ntia that is where their livelihood is no on resigning da. Eche ya bodu tutuo. These are his statements on UTV and about the handshake no. Mibusano, on an intellectual, has Baumia endorsed assassination?
Police.
Oh, yeah, sure, say ministry because Mete Minister and Church one or de maso or call rage honomono, a cotier to say the Usu cotier, O piano into your name, CEO no that hospital no, and na omuhu guy no, a na guy in stretching in sa, no so a chiano.
No, famono. A famono.
Famono. Okay.
And I'll catch it and say,
video I mean who ye de ase no can be a gunasum.
Or famono, and I'll can be gunasum, and I'll tap on the cheek.
Okay.
Which is an endorsement of what the guy did, but Minister Abe Chichi will say, oh, Sabi Aqua, a branch and a
who say endorsement.
Obviously. I mean, you see, interpretation. And I'm going to be our intellectuals. I mean, and yes, we are daft.
Okay.
And I'll catch it and say,
video I mean who ye de ase no can be a gunasum.
Or famono, and I'll can be gunasum, and I'll tap on the cheek.
Okay.
Which is an endorsement of what the guy did, but Minister Abe Chichi will say, oh, Sabi Aqua, a branch and a
who say endorsement.
Obviously. I mean, you see, interpretation. And I'm going to be our intellectuals. I mean, and yes, we are daft. Or famono.
Okay.
And I'll catch it and say,
video I mean who ye de ase no can be a gunasum.
Or famono, and I'll can be gunasum, and I'll tap on the cheek.
Okay.
Which is an endorsement of what the guy did, but Minister Abe Chichi will say, oh, Sabi Aqua, a branch and a
who say endorsement.
Obviously. I mean, you see, interpretation. And I'm going to be our intellectuals. I mean, and yes, we are daft. So, police.
We are all intellectuals. Interpretation. Message. I don't know alternative is okay, I don't know. And I give credit to this host this morning. At least she was firm. She was consistent in her questioning. If our journalism is going to be like this from now, I don't care whoever is sitting in front of you. But as far as you can get something meaningful out of people like this who are lying, for people to know, say, the meaningful thing that we are on Saka to expose the person or to at the end of the day inform the people are, I'm good with you. In Teja Kobra Nyabawe, they are doing a great job at UTV. When they go wrong too, I'll sit here and blast them and they're normal. If she at a point, so when your host to be, guest to be, now obey kukwasa. Now the questions is so now I'll try to give that guest no room to fool her. I'll come here and discipline her. But wait, remember 90 over 100. She was at least firm at some point. She was at least making him reaffirm some statements. Because as a host, you are having a communication with your viewers, not the person sitting there. Whatever the person says, it is up to you to let the person clarify. So I really like the idea whereby when she wants clarification, she insists on the clarification. Because at the end of the day, everyone easy. And she did what she had to do. And I want to say that show that I see bits and pieces of her show, but I would say Jacob there. So far on UTV there, on Jacob there, they are up there, they are doing a solid job. I don't care who sits in front of you or your NDC or MPP. What has to be asked, you have to ask it. As far as you are doing your job, as far as you are pushing the person to give the right answers, to let we listening to you, get to know the truth, I am good with you. But the moment you try to give, anytime you want a problem with OB of Asempa, or a diabolic journalist, on a MPP for Dinkomo, Obi nimse Obi ka asem waka no enise nipa na to aso. Or try ma nipa ne ka asem ni wie, or say, oh, where the one can ye? No. Especially the interview he had with this guy. Time a Obi, who read letter na every minister no hoba na, akwani bie na no ka say, the statement na eyankwasi asem no, anase nyanse no, there and there you tell him that no. It is out of respect. And a minister who is working for us, minister, take time to release a statement. Out of respect na yensaka statement, So for you to even be on the other side, to just make such statement, until you apologize, you cannot continue with this interview. If the person insists on not apologizing, you take them off. But you see what obedience what they do, and they say, in Kofua, they need a sound bites. Asante, Obi of Asempa, their work is all about sound bites. Sound bites, MPP4 and NDC4, and they are called bonnie. It is a Obi can't sembi na or can't chiano. Asem na okano nukure nima. What they do is they let the person finish, and then they will say, oh, where the Sanka no ding. The message has already been sent. The soundbite is already there. Into the moment you don't do that, they give the people the room to misinform the public. It is obesha. Asem nankasa no obodi nkanka atrono ansana ye pusho wa makanokrano. But the people who need that soundbite, they need the bad part to use to damage people's life. And Obimo, they are specialists in those things. And one person, Emami Chinwo, Ghana journalism, Obi, that is what he does. Ottawa, not necessarily Obwa. They have these kind of conversations. They know where the person is heading. They deliberately wait and let the person throw the soundbite out. On can semini and capture. And no, yedebe campaign amabawumia. Ma NDC ni nka sembi ni en capture ene ne yedebe boa asimesi. So omu wiam so say we the one kani. Mamembo nchiro asempa no tie the obi kan.
I think in this statement, it was not captured here, say, omu air form a committee, but subsequent interviews, the minister can say, we're putting a committee together to investigate in Samoa a course. Adiabako striking me in this statement, and they said, ministry said they want to investigate the circumstances that led to the reported delay in care. Like I said, most members in our hospital may have contributed to the course. I've
taken my also first thing okay, at least first, third, and fourth point. It makes sense. And no, I've taken my also first thing okay, at least first, third, and fourth point. It makes sense. And no, what are the security implications? Why you can't be Papa Bian country? They can't say, well, I mean, they are trying to beef up internal security, the police, they have a police post close to the mortuary and all that. All those people were there. And I thought they were in the and the security situation has not been improved. And we are not happy about that. At the time, here, my tiny second point. Minister, who said there are systems over there. If he doesn't understand, he should get somebody to educate him.
You see, Oja Akwano, on free range, here sound bites, because Akwane can't cause a much minister, no. You can't, you don't, the moment you make it, no, Unmi said, you're all getting it. In journalism, no, you, the host, you should be able to control your guests. You have the authority. But you see, Akwane can't say, Nyan Sebiani Sasem, no kind of one. And on second, Nyan Sebiani Sasem, say, what do? You stop him there. But Obini here sound bites, no, because they want to use it against the minister. They want the MPP to get something. They want the people they serve. Masa, ejuma we ayacho, and then I'm starting ejuma we. This job. So people guys will do, and that is what the journalists, some of them in Ghana, they do. And then Paul Adumochimo, Obimo, and a sanko for that is what they do. Into Otnaho and Obi Muman Kakra. Obeka chat producer so nyabotre manenka because he hears sound bites. Now, okay, then I'm okay. it means according Jimmy, Yankasa sa already so Yankasa Sanchira minister. So why have you allowed the guy? Why have you opened that avenue for him to keep going? But only obey. Obetria manakika sa ansem nyina kodru eto ne wi a wenya ne soundbite also twe sign. Oh, said you okay there. I say na one asem no was so do twe sign because the open wenya wi MPP pigs, they needed that peace. You see, when we do these things, sometimes people think say a personal. You might not like me as a young nurse. Abia, why do you say political party be now wanty? Eh? The way Sanko for we a using nurse for Ghana no. Me say akwawe mopa. You should release letter as concerned nurses of Ghana say on resigning or no be kontokwa. Or then the life be chaso. We will never resign. When some we free position only bibia we asibim. They are making money out of you, the nurses. They have lots and lots of money in Accra. Ujimia wo be kaw e wo techiman. Wo be kaw wo boasen kamprum. Wo be kaw entonsia. Akwawe otiakra and wo do ye business. So see position na occupy no. Say any position bia onya any financial benefit from on for being see dying and for the girlfriends in Kwabruchire and for the Bushiafo in the name of secretary to this nursing association and for the Bushiafo Kugu Abruchira catching the on resign and on resign on your da. This guy, he will never resign because Jimmy. It's about time you people move the lights. Omo use check. Omo use check. Fight omone eye Akando el kuni nyina no. It's because Akando did not pay. Bogen ekelen tia. Akando ntia. All because Akando ntia, Akando anto V8, Akando amo dying. That is all. Ajimamenu mo cast. Buso omo say Ajimamenu amo cast. Ajimamenu bought cast for them. The omo ye nyina omo ni Akando oku nyina because Akando ntia. Ni nyina ase ni nyina no. So why am I sika? So why am I the na ye dani de biare dia ya ntwema wo? Asem we see anka wo hwem critically we are supposed to hold the management of the hospital responsible. It's not even supposed to get to this point. Asem we it do some cham say this is the first time yenya this kind of confusion at the hospital. It happens all the time. Why is it say sa asem no minister anko intensua anko intervene? Why didn't these people drive there? So me beer phone lines number nurses are report it. Ebia, some of these things in their various hospitals show this guy has never gone to any of the hospitals to go see it for himself. Why do you think he's so interested in this? Because the spotlight is in Accra. This is what is going to make him destroy Akando. This is what is going to make him and his boss become relevant because the omo peno omo sanka ombegu abani mase. That is the job. Akando mentia. Akando don't pay. Akando ntia. Akando mentia bibia momo. Don't give them anything. Men momo kapre. Men tam kabia momo. Don't give them any V8. Don't give them any car. They can do whatever they want to do. Say nurse for more Ghana. So when they will demonstrate and kick these fools out of that position. On says see amu social minister ho. So if you study the tone in there, he is trying to make it look like a minister in a downfall. Minister there, or then you find Obwa. Wakoda, Emma Manfona Franaka say I didn't backfire. You find a way to divert attention. In the side nurse and or court. Right now, from Monday going, as some no over discuss here, then over Kafa, Raph, and the nurse don't walk court. No minister ne na akwa we can say no. You will not discuss it. That is the attention they have diverted. It is a nurse no so court no. Oni nkofo ni edwuma. Omo no mama ni sika court no. You see, it is not anything. Nurse no, I'm say a friend no rejoice. Toto botsi ni dino no. You will find all her profile. you be finding the profile you be chere Ghana for baby a we ye adwuma ono ankasa no ne ethics adwuma mu no wo no ne ethics sebio ya query ne da baby a o start adwuma as a nurse ono ankasa ya pese hwe the track record ma we boni nyina wa ha kire mo eye hospitals a wa ye adwuma wom managers wa for mu nsem ono ankasa eye se queries a yenya afa no ho we will know who this nurse is. Nurse omo ho nyina change o matade edane eye de patients ono nkwa na ndane no ho. We will get to know who she is. We will put her up. We will let Ghana for, because you see, this thing we have been talking about all the time. What we need to do as a nation is simple. When it comes to nurse for one, the government of Ghana should sit and analyze something. Promotion of nurses, moving nurses to hospitals, making sure nurses are effective. Because in some Kenya, we cannot also take away the sense of urgency and not nurse if only be any in this whole process. Because it was a patient-nurse interaction and escalate to this point. Now, I believe, say, it's about time I also abandon prioritize it what we call performance-based contracts. And right now, no, the idea is say, your nurse if only be any idea be say, if I don't even perform, I have to be paid. I have to get a hospital to work. No, it should be based on performance. A criteria should be put there. You cannot just be a nurse because you went to nursing school. You should be able to pass a certain benchmark before you be able to work at a certain hospital. Because it is looking like, say, Nana the Dankweku for the free SHS been here running your nursing in Ghana. You can be the most weak-minded student. As far as Wafa free SHS, you don't do exams, they don't evaluate you, you don't go through any assessment, and all come free SHS for no. We need to make sure the whole nursing thing is basically it's based on your performance. Because we don't have performance-based, over America, over Europe, nurses get to work or nurses are paid. Some nurses are very expensive because of their performance record. Because when you check their performance track record, it is 100%. So whatever they demand, they get those kind of payments. Now, you cannot mix those lazy nurses, some of them, to the high-performing nurses and expect to get the same results. Because some nurses might be very efficient, some nurses are very accommodative. Some are very good communicators. Some are very good at their job. Some nurses are terrible at these things. So you cannot pair such people to work in an institution and expect the institution to run 100%. If you want to get the best out of our nurses and also the quality we expect from our hospitals, then it should be based on performance. We cannot just say, when we are nursing school, quiet nurse. No. When you start your nursing career, there should be some benchmark that you should be able to meet before you can be given the nod to be paid a certain salary. And it's about Chrome, the nurses don't joke. Ghana form by nursing, they don't fuck around because it is based on your performance. When the management get to know your performance is below par, you might even lose your license as a nurse. So let's not make it look like, yes, sorry, or because nursing school, you need to push the person at rage. You need to put the person at kolebu. Because when it comes to performance, it involves a lot of things. Anything I buy way by and I can say, when you use example to say teacher licensure exams, you cannot use one day to check a teacher's 4-year career and normal question with school and say, because you could not write these exams the way we want it, whatever you went to learn, life skills, competence, grammar, all has been put in the dustbin. Go home. No. Anything about way by say, sir, teacher licensure exams, it needs to be scrapped. It should be a cumulative. As time goes on, you are checked on your skill, your competence, your your attendance, how you put your notes together, your interaction with students. All these cumulatives, they come together to become a whole teacher. So you cannot use one exams to justify whether a teacher is good or not. We need to do the same to nurses. We in the field and you are working, we need to have a performance-based check. Send a bayer out to make us a green and white pair. Technically, or obviously, you have to be paid. No, you need to perform to a certain level to be able to get the nod or to be paid. These are the kind of things they need to be fighting for. In the association of Mutimno, if you want the welfare of a nurse, then you need to get a nurse who is willing and ready to work. Ghana nurse no, because somebody is checking their performance. And when your performance is good, when the white man is paying you, he doesn't care. But back home, nobody's checking any nurse's performance. Nothing is based on performance. People have just been left to go in there and become nurses. Nurse need to make a time. Hospitals in there are some nurses there, not our duty, no, not or to TikTok. So there are some nurses who do videos from hospitals abroad, they are on duty. These are things we need to make sure we have some performance-based thing to guide our nursing industry. But these fools don't care about those things. What they do is that they lie to the nurses. Working conditions. They know some things are not things they can get from the government. But what they do is, because they want to be in the position they are in, to be paid, to get the opportunities, to use that position to get money, they'll bundle a lot of things and tell the kids, say, this is what we are doing. They don't do that. They don't do that. In the Ustadia, that is why we are having a lot of inefficiencies in our nursing industry or in our health sector, because we have nurses who are committed and we have very lazy nurses who are not supposed to be merged with the committed ones. Because I'm sorry, and I'm so effective. I'm going up and down. Now, some who say be a lazier. As time goes on, that motivation that I have is going to drop. That is why we need to make sure this nursing thing is based on performance. And it's not because there's nothing that is going to stop them from knowing say into the moment they pass out of nursing school no, it shouldn't be like that. Because if we are expecting our ministers and government officials to perform, then we expect we the civilians or the civil servants to also perform equally. And if we are not going to put some benchmark to check a nursing or Ghana, our health sector will break down. But what will happen, and I say, most of them will travel outside and will become very effective. And that is what we are witnessing now. Our nurses travel outside and they work like donkeys. They work like dogs. They work like cows. You know why? Because Bronino, or the rules not to war, or the benchmark not to war, or the performance not to war, if you don't meet it, you drop out. Into our Ghana, there's nothing that is pushing him or her to make sure they deliver their utmost best. So what they do is, we don't care. Obi wo na nurse chum. Say a Borridge Hospital no video nichirawa. Some nurses were very efficient. Some nurses too did not fucking care, because at the end of the day they're going to be paid. And that is the conversation we need to be having. These are the critical conversations we need to be having. But when you have fools like this who do politics, we place them in vital positions like this to lead these young girls, what they are going to do is they are going to milk them indirectly without the kids knowing. Intimino Kasanaji, your nurse be or tea Kurasibia, or be dying one bedroom bin or team, toilet to cry him, Kwasa waiting kind of all kuntokwa are there because of our personal issue with the government, our personal issue with the minister. But nurse Nina or for Mohono, Sanka Onya Obi equally to say or no, or you're committed, Nankomo performance in the year, and it will end up say they will get to a point they can demand for more salary. But we don't have anything like that. Mechanisms have not been put there. Kwasiafowe are leading our nurses. They are lying to everybody. That is why our health sector, no, it is where it is. I'll be back to continue tonight's show. You're still watching with all respect extended version. My name is Kevin Taylor. Yejinim, Yenyanko Bibia, Egigim.
Continue most Joulu, a chiro, a Methodist diner chiro, near Syria, because as some no kind and Yanokure, it's the way and you should know, say, I know it better. Bini Apano, 2016, me no na never boy Jandam, ye febi be Jandam. As some in Yanokura, come on in Yanokure. Bini Apano. 2016 me no na na ebo jandam ye fa bibi jandam asam ne nya no kura kama ne nya no kure binu apa no 2016 me no na na ebo jandam ye fa bibi jandam asam ne nya no kura kama ne nya no kure binu apa no 2016 me no na na ebo jandam ye fa bibi jandam asam ne nya no kura kama ne nya no kure Kotina mi mos Jowulu, a chiro, a Methodist diner chiro, near Seria because asam no kind in Yanokure, etidia way, and you should know say I know it better. Bini apano, 2016, me no na never jandam, ye febi be jandam. Asam in Yanokura, come on in Yanokure. Bini apano, 2016, me no na never jandam, ye febi be jandam. Asam in Yanokura, come on in Yanokure.
You are so live on Loud Talents TV. My name is Kevin Ekobedu. Inti yenyina yehu nurse no say oko court. Court na oko no o demand for a year what we call a year o demand for 7 million Ghana cedis. Tete Ghana scano better than 70 billion. Sika also opere no or say Raph assault no hospital. So person who nurse na onye this is the nurse or the Raph echo a year hospital a court sorry. This is the next now our court is Siano. Nidin Eddie a year Nidino a year Rejoice Toto Bote. That's her name. Rejoice Toto Bote. She needs to prove in court. Say dear Sinankasa Nina. She needs to provide witnesses. She needs to make sure assembly or kind of court to be she's going to be under oath. She has to make sure because here you never see who has something no correct. Say they all can in our woman or say court action Raph. Because we will not condone anything like that. Say nurse na sama oka or they copy court. Or say court and 7 million Ghana manono. Yeah, investigations ni nyina could see. Court tinase near to tona no under oath. Na dia oka nyina ye no kre. Say ye tietia na yasi pie pran bu ni nsem a. Ema nipa 50 wura ho ni nyina no a. Na ye wie na evidence ni show clearly. Say Raph and then accomplices the omu ye na. E was say court etwe Raph aso. Na Ghana ehu se emra e wo Ghana. Into nurse no onye. This is the nurse. We are going to bring you her profile because honestly, obi ano ye jumama Ghana. As I sit here, I would love to protect every nurse in Ghana. Mempese obi abe ham nurse bia. Mempese obi abe frustrating nurse bia. Mempese you protect your nurses. Inti se e no kure se nurse we oman fan kura kwan so e no mo tietia de fan wudi so a me ekobe gina ha am make sure se e wo se mra no ene Raph di. E wo se nurse ni so hu se obi na hye nechi nipa bi na hye nechi ena ka kye se onye de oye no na onim se enya no kurekroje ena ema de oye de na wanhwe ya ono ankasa will end up in jail because you cannot deceive the court, you cannot basically lie under oath. These are very important things this young lady needs to know. But I would love her to come out and then the hospital to come out with all the evidence to prove her case. Senebea as a nation, we will all make sure say Imrana Ayejuma. If you want to also know her Facebook page, the official Facebook page, so that maybe you want to reach out to her and help her because matters management and I'm on the phone. Maybe some people would like to support her as a young lady. The Facebook, the TikTok, right now she's a public individual. Only Rejoice Bote, our 4.1K friends, studied at Valley View University, went to Krobo Girls Presbyterian High School. Lives in Accra, Ghana. From Accra, into the page, you can go there, send her some message and tell her, say, you are very sorry about what happened. You are supporting her. She should make sure her stories are consistent and that Ghana food dinechi on kano kreno na yenyina yenkwenim. So this is a Rejoice. The official Facebook page, people can go there and just talk to her. Don't go and harass her. Just if you have any message, heartwarm message, you can send to her and tell her you are supporting her, you are behind her. She should just make sure, say, she sticks to her statement. The facts are there, the evidence. May I sure say, Raph also will have to talk to his lawyer and let us know. At the end of the day, we will all get to that point and get to the truth. Thank you very much. And Rejoice, yeah, then the profile bebremo as a nurse, maybe sometimes obi nim for all you know, she's a very good nurse. People don't really know ejuma waye any the time of school, any the kind of friends. We are going to show everybody who she is because we need to know. This is somebody I don't come out to also be Ejuma Ghana. So we need to go back and get to know Ejuma Oyeno, the ethics to saying how she does a job. Ejuma baby awaye Ejuma school or core. We need to also bring people to that level, the family, the background, where she's from. Ne mama ne papa. We need to let the world know. Say sebio onfi efifumu. Enye nipa hunu bi na tete no or ye Ghana ni a ono so tu no ho say obeye dwuma Ghana. We need to protect her. So we are going to put all these things aside. We are going to put her phone number out if you want to reach her for more clarity and a lot of things. So we will also help and move this case forward. That is how it's going to go now. She wants to be in the public. We will help for the public to be part of this case. Send a beya yen yinano, yebehu asem no kre.